Yes, my lord. Yes, sir. Servant. Great haste. Of course, sir. Yes, sir.
Point and shoot. We have no more rice. Moving with pleasure.
With great haste. Yes, sir. Moving, master.
Point the way with pleasure. Point the way. Steady. With pleasure. Point and shoot. Attack! Shoot! Let loose! Point the way. Moving. Point the way. With pleasure. my sights. With pleasure. Point and shoot. With pleasure. Moving like a bullet. In my sights. Moving like a bullet. Point the way. Moving. Point and shoot. Point the way. Moving. Point and shoot. In my sights, with pleasure. Taking aim. Steady. Point and shoot. Moving.
Serpent.
Don't. Taking aim. Like a bullet. In my sights, with pleasure. Point the way. With pleasure. Fire when ready. Shoot! Point the way. Steady. Fire! Steady. Moving. Point and shoot.
Of course, sir.
With pleasure. Point and shoot.
Yes, my lord.
With pleasure. In my sights.
Moving, master.
With pleasure. Moving. Point the way like a bullet. With pleasure. Point and shoot. Moving. Point the way like a bullet. Point and shoot. Moving. Fire! Point and shoot. Moving like a bullet. Point and shoot.
Yes, sir.
In my sights. Taking aim. With pleasure. Point and shoot. Moving. With pleasure. Point and shoot. Moving. Point and shoot. Moving. Like a bullet. Point the way. Shoot! Attack! Fire when ready. Let loose! Steady. Attack! Steady. With pleasure. Moving. Point the way. With pleasure. Moving. Point and shoot.
With great haste. Serpent. Moving, master.
Attack! In my sights. Like a bullet. Point and shoot. In my sights. With pleasure. Like a bullet. With pleasure. Point the way. Moving. Eat lead. Point the way. with pleasure. Point the way with pleasure. Moving like a bullet with pleasure. Point the way with pleasure. Point and shoot. In my sights, point the way with pleasure.
With great haste. Serpent.
Point the way with pleasure. Point and shoot. Point the way. Point and shoot. Point the way like a bullet. Moving. In my sights, moving with pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Point and shoot. Point the way. Point and shoot. Point the way. Moving. Point and shoot. Moving. Point the way. With pleasure. Point and shoot. Like a bullet. Moving. Like a bullet. Moving. Let loose! Point the way. In my sights. Moving. Point and shoot. Moving. Point the way. Moving. With pleasure. Point the way. Point and shoot. Like a bullet. With pleasure. Moving. With pleasure. Point the way. Moving. Like a bullet. Point the way. Point and shoot. Point the way. With pleasure. Point and shoot. Moving like a bullet. In my sights, with pleasure. In my sights.
Did you see that coming?
With pleasure. Moving like a bullet. Point and shoot. With pleasure. Moving with pleasure. Point and shoot. With pleasure. Like a bullet. Point and shoot. With pleasure. Point and shoot. Point the way. Like a bullet. Point and shoot. In my sights. Moving like a bullet.
Moving, Master.
Moving like a bullet. Moving with pleasure. Moving with pleasure. Point and shoot. With pleasure. Point and shoot. Moving. Fire when ready. sights. Too easy. Moving with pleasure. Point the way. With pleasure. Point the way. Moving with pleasure. Moving like a bullet.
Serpent. Yes, my lord. With great haste.
Moving.
Moving, master. Yes, my lord.
Like a bullet.
Moving, master. With great haste.
Point and shoot. In my sights. Moving. Point and shoot. Moving like a bullet. Point the way like a bullet. Moving with pleasure. Moving like a bullet. Point the way. With pleasure. Point and shoot. Moving like a bullet. Point and shoot. Point the way. Moving like a bullet. Attack! With pleasure. Moving. Point and shoot. Point the way. Moving. Like a bullet. With pleasure. Moving. With pleasure. Point the way. Moving. Point the way. Like a bullet. Steady. Attack. With pleasure. Point the way. With pleasure. Moving. Point the way. With pleasure. With pleasure. Point and shoot. With pleasure. Moving. Like a bullet. Moving.
Yes, sir. Moving, master.
Like a bullet. Point the way. My sights. Moving. Point and shoot. Like a bullet. Point the way. Moving. Like a bullet.
Yes, sir.
With pleasure. Moving. Point and shoot. With pleasure. Moving. Steady.
Of course. Yes, sir.
Like a bullet.
Yes, my lord.
With pleasure. Like a bullet. Point and shoot. Moving like a bullet. shoot like a bullet.
Yes, sir. Yes, my lord.
With pleasure. My sights moving. Attack!
Did you see that coming?
With pleasure. Like a bullet. Moving like a bullet. Point the way. Moving like a bullet. Point the way.
Moving, master.
With pleasure. Point the way.
Yes, sir.
Moving. Let loose! Fire when ready. Shoot! Steady. With pleasure, like a bullet.
Serpent.
Moving with pleasure. Point and shoot. Moving. Shoot! Fire like a bullet. Taking aim. Point and shoot. With pleasure. Point and shoot. Point the way. With pleasure. Moving. Like a bullet. With pleasure. Point and shoot. With pleasure. Eat lead. Moving like a bullet. In my sights. Moving. In my sights.
Yes, my lord.
Point the way. With pleasure. Moving. With pleasure. Moving. Point the way. With pleasure. In my sights, like a bullet. Steady. Let loose. With pleasure. Attack!
Did you see that coming?
In my sights. Moving. Point away. Point and shoot. Point the way. Moving with pleasure. Moving in my sights. Point and shoot. In my sights. Point the way.
Moving, master.
Point and shoot. With pleasure. Point and shoot. Moving like a bullet. Point and shoot. Point the way. Steady. Moving with pleasure. Point the way. Point and shoot. In my sights. Moving. With pleasure. Moving. with pleasure. Point and shoot. With pleasure. Moving. Point away. In my sights. In my sights. Moving. Point away. With pleasure. Point and shoot. With pleasure. Moving. In my sights. Moving like a bullet. With pleasure. Moving like a bullet. With pleasure. Point and shoot. With pleasure. Point and shoot. Moving. Point and shoot. With pleasure. Point and shoot. Moving. My sights. Moving. Point away. Like a bullet.
Yes, sir.
Point away. Moving like a bullet. With pleasure. Point away. Moving. Like a bullet. And shoot. Moving. With pleasure. Point and shoot. Point away. With pleasure. Point and shoot. Moving like a bullet. With pleasure. Point and shoot. Moving like a bullet. Moving. In my sights. With pleasure. In my sights. Point away. In my sights. Moving. Point away. With pleasure. Point and shoot. Moving. With pleasure.
With great haste. Yes, my lord. Moving, master.
Point away. Moving. Point and shoot. In my sights. With pleasure. Moving like a bullet. Point away. Moving like a bullet. Point and shoot like a bullet. With pleasure. Moving like a bullet. Moving. Shoot. Reloaded. Moving. Like a bullet. With pleasure. Point and shoot. With pleasure. Like a bullet. Moving. Steady. With pleasure. Like a bullet. Moving. Like a bullet. With pleasure. Like a bullet. With pleasure. Attack! Let loose! Attack! Fire when ready. Attack! Like a bullet. Moving. Like a bullet. With pleasure. In my sights. Moving. Like a bullet. With pleasure. Point and shoot. With pleasure. Moving. Point and shoot. Point away. With pleasure. Point and shoot. With pleasure. Moving like a bullet. Point and shoot. Like a bullet. Point away. Point and shoot. Moving with pleasure. Point and shoot. Point away like a bullet. Moving. With pleasure. Moving. Like a bullet. Point and shoot. In my sights. Moving. In my sights. Let loose! Steady. Attack! Steady. With pleasure. Like a bullet. Point away. Moving with pleasure. Moving. Point away. With pleasure. Moving. Like a bullet. With pleasure. Point and shoot. Moving like a bullet. Point away. With pleasure. Let loose! Moving in my sights. Point and shoot. With pleasure. Moving with pleasure. Attack! Let loose! Fire when ready.
With great haste. Yes, sir.
Point and shoot. Moving.
order.
Lord.